listening to GCN, the world leader in independent talk radio.
Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the
right, folks, we are live. It is the InfoWarrior with Jason Bermas, and we're just going to be taking calls and going through big news blitzes today. And there are quite a few stories that were not out around the time of the Alex Jones show today. The biggest of which, in my humble little opinion, is that because of the swine flu, Mexico has to tap into the IMF's new special drawing rights units. Yes, because of the swine flu, Mexico now has to take a bunch of the new global currency. Mexico is more likely to draw on a $47 billion credit line from the International Monetary Fund after the deadly swine flu outbreak sparked the peso's biggest tumble in 6 months. Oh. Crashing the peso. Crashing the dollar. Bringing in SDR units. Most people don't even know what they are. Don't know they exist. Don't understand that it is a global currency that they passed during the G20 and was in the works long before that. So we're going to be talking about that story. That's big. That's huge. We're also going to be talking about how an Indonesian minister is asking the question whether or not this swine flu is actually, made in a lab. Oh, really? Made in a lab? Could it be made in a lab? We're going to play that clip as well. We've got other stories on some exercises going on. It's posted over at prisonplanet.com and InfoWars.com. FDA has approved emergency measures for mass dosing of U.S. citizens. That's off of prisonplanet.com right now. You can go check that out. And we're also going to be focusing on this flyover of the Air Force One in New York City, because I told you, people knew. Of course it was a psychological operation. Why else would they do it? Why else would they make everybody shut up and not talk about it instead of letting everybody aware that there was going to be a low-flying plane in New York City? It doesn't make any sense otherwise. And then there's this Telegraph article we're going to be going over in depth. Oh, the truth is out there. Unless you're on the internet. You see, the internet, if you're on the internet and it's printed there, it's not true. It can't be true. So when I go and find a hard article, and I cut that hard article out, and then I scan it into my computer, and then from that scan, I put it on the internet, it no longer has any validity because it's on the internet. And he attacks, Google Films, and I don't think he names Loose Change or Fabled Enemies by name. But then he picks apart all these 9/11 truthers' claims, picking out the straw men claims. And I also listened to some podcast that made me want to throw up in my mouth against this skeptic with these two smarmy punks that watched a version of the film and said, oh, at first it tricked me, but then I found out it was all untrue. And then they cite nothing. They cite nothing except for we're kooks, we're conspiracy theorists. They make things up like we say it's the Bush administration and the government. Never in any of our films, not even Bush, Bush himself or the administration. No one ever said that. No. We point to the fact that you can indict Dick Cheney on his crimes for 9/11, on the fact that he was in the PEOC, the Presidential Emergency Operating Center, and he knew about the plane coming into the Pentagon. Testimony from Norman Mineta. It's not debatable. He let it happen. And there should be a further investigation into that man. And then they say, oh, Building 7, da-da-da-da-da, bunch of kooks. We're going to come back. Big news blitz. The call line is 866-582-9933. It's the InfoWarrior with Jason Bermas, prisonplanet.tv, InfoWars.com.
The good old folks at New Silver Solution. And the website is supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. This is something that kills bacteria, viruses, you name it, well documented. They've got it down to a super small nano-sized particle. Supernaturalsilver.com. Check them out at InfoWars.com. Supernaturalsilver.com.
Aside from the fear and the just pandemonium that this outbreak has caused. I mean, people in the streets now wearing the masks all over in the city, and I think that now it's confirmed in 5 or 6 states. They say there's 64 confirmed cases in this country. They have not upped the death toll that I know of as of yet. And I expected them to. I predicted that yesterday. They did not do that. They did raise the pandemic level. So I was right on that front. It looks like they're also going to use this as an excuse not only to try to inoculate everybody, as the FDA has just approved an emergency measure to carry out mass dosings of U.S. citizens with antiviral. Let me pull this up. Antiviral drugs in the event of a widespread swine flu pandemic. Well, the people are so just in a fervor right now that it would not take much for the media to pump people into the hospitals, into the community centers, to line up and roll their sleeves and take whatever they're willing to give them. And at the same time, Obama is now seeking $1.5 billion for swine flu cases jump. $1.5 billion. There are 300 million people here. Okay, 300 million. So that tells me with $1.5 billion, that's $5 for every man, woman, or child. Do you think you can mass produce a vaccine for that? For everybody. Everybody. And remember, the people that they're going to outsource this to are Baxter, the same people caught putting 3 separate types of flu virus in their bird flu vaccine. 2 types of bird flu, one type of human flu. Meanwhile, Mexico still can't find the source of the killer flu. This is out of Reuters. Mexico has first noticed a strange new flu virus after a woman died in the southern state of Oaxaca on April 13th. But investigators are far from discovering the origin of an outbreak that has spread throughout the world. I wonder why that is. So right now, I'm going to play this clip, and then we're going to come back. We're going to take your calls, 866-582-9933, of an Indonesian minister asking the question, was this made in a lab?
Kasabay sa pag-arangkada ng Chacha sa Kamara, kabi-kabila rin ang pagbisita ng Pangulo sa mga proyektong pang-infrastruktura ng gobyerno. Kaya may naghihinang...
It was on an American website. If you're watching prisonplanet.tv, I guess I'll just read the article for you. That's kind of ridiculous, but expected. You know, and what else is bizarre? Something else I haven't talked about is that we had vials of this stuff explode on a train. When a container holding swine flu exploded on a Swiss train on Monday, it could have led to a nightmare scenario. Luckily, the virus was not the mutated swine flu that has killed around 150 people. Still very odd, very bizarre. So let me see this. Let me find this Indonesian Prime Minister story. Let's see. Cablevision, vial of swine flu. Here we go. Let's see. It is Indonesian Health Minister Siti Fadali Sapari said Tuesday the deadly swine flu virus could have been man-made, as she urged calm over its spread around the world. The controversial minister did not elaborate, but in the past she has said Western governments could be making and spreading viruses in the developing world to boost pharmaceutical company profits. Really? Really? Pharmaceutical companies are looking to make profits? Well, I just happen to have this over here, and if you're over at the INFOWARRIOR.com, I'm on my plane yesterday, and I'm going through, what is this? I think this is Entertainment Weekly, a very lovely magazine. Remember the good people at Popular Mechanics' own James Meggs. He used to just edit this one. I got my fingerprints all over it. It's greasy, and, you know, here it is. Oh, there's Hugh Jackman. Anyway, so I come to this full-page ad right here. Now, right at the top, it says, I'm taking an antidepressant, but I think I might need more help. Basically, this is an ad for a drug called Abilify. Abilify your life. Paul's laughing, but it's true. Abilify. And then I'm reading it, and it says, approximately 2 out of 3 people being treated for depression still have depression symptoms. If an antidepressant alone isn't enough, talk to your doctor. Your options may include adding Abilify to the antidepressant you're already taking. Now they are marketing drugs to the drugged masses. Listen, these are the drugs that if you're already on, hey, why don't you load another one up for the cocktail? if you're on Lexapro, Zoloft, Prozac, Effexor XR or Paxil CR, then please take another pill. So they're now marketing more psychotropic drugs to people who are on psychotropic drugs. Are you on pills and still not happy? Take another pill. That will make you kind of more happy, maybe. And maybe in a couple more months, we'll add a third pill, and it'll just be a delicious cocktail of bliss all day. What do you guys think out there? What is the ad on the back page? Oh, Angels and Demons. Oh, I wouldn't want anybody to think, look at Bermas and his Vatican propaganda. There he is. You see, he acts like he's talking him Abilify, but there's angels and demons on the back. We know you, Bermas. We know what you do.